To achieve certain corporate goals, project is a planned set of interrelated tasks to be executed over a fixed period and within certain cost and other limitations. In this course, the sample company, Orange, wants to implement SAP ERP to reduce IT complexity within 6 months under 80% of the annual IT budget. This is a typical project. It's always associated with the organization's goal, timeline, and a certain amount of budget. In a conceptual way, project management is the process and activity of planning, organizing, motivating and controlling resources, procedures and protocols. Project Management Institute Incorporated, or PMI, defines project management as the application of knowledge, skills, tools and techniques to a broad range of activities in order to meet the requirements of a particular project. Here are a few project manager key questions. What problem are you solving? How are you going to solve this problem? How will you know when you're done? How well did the project go? The project team is the group responsible for planning and executing the project. It consists of a project manager and a varying number of project team members who are brought in to deliver their tasks according to the project schedule. The project manager is the person responsible for ensuring that the project team completes the project. The project manager develops the project plan with the team and manages the team's performance of project tasks. It is also the responsibility of the project manager to secure acceptance and approval of deliverables from the project sponsor and stakeholders. The project manager is responsible for communication, including status reporting, risk management, escalation of issues that cannot be resolved in the team and, in general, making sure the project is delivered on budget, on schedule and within scope. The project team members are responsible for executing tasks and producing deliverables as outlined in the project plan and directed by the project manager at whatever level of effort or participation has been defined for them. The executive sponsor is a manager with demonstrable interest in the outcome of the project, who is ultimately responsible for securing spending authority and resources for the project. Ideally, the executive sponsor should be the highest ranking manager possible in proportion to the project size and scope. The executive sponsor acts as a vocal and visible champion, legitimizes the project's goals and objectives, keeps abreast of major project activities, and is the ultimate decision maker for the project. The executive sponsor also provides support for the project sponsor and/or project director and project manager, and has final approval of all scope changes, and signs off on approvals to proceed to each succeeding project phase. The executive sponsor may elect to delegate some of the above responsibilities to the project sponsor and/or project director. Customers comprise the business units that identify the need for the product or service the project will develop. Customers can be at all levels of an organization. Stakeholders are all those groups, units, individuals or organizations, internal or external, to our organization, which are impacted on by or can impact the outcomes of the project. This includes the project team, sponsors, steering committee, customers, and customer co-workers who will be affected by the change in customer work practices due to the new product or service. Customer managers affected by modified workflows or logistics, customer correspondents affected by the quantity or quality of newly available information, and other similarly affected groups. Vendors are contracted to provide additional products or services the project will require and are another member of the project team. Okay, let's see how the project works. There are 5 main phases in each project: initiating, planning, executing, monitoring and validating, and closing and evaluating. Project initiation is the starting point of any project. In this process, all the activities related to winning a project take place. Usually, the main activity of this phase is pre-sale. Project planning is one of the main project management processes. If the project management team gets this step wrong, there could be heavy negative consequences during the next phases of the project. After all paperwork is done, in this phase, the project management executes the project in order to achieve project objectives. During the project lifecycle, the project activities should be thoroughly controlled and validated. The controlling can mainly be done by adhering to the initial protocols, such as project plan, quality assurance test plan, and communication plan for the project. Once all the project requirements are achieved, it's time to hand over the implemented system and close out the project. If the project deliveries are on a par with the acceptance criteria defined by the client, the project will be duly accepted and paid for by the customer. If you want to record project inputs and outputs, timetable, resources, and milestones in a central place, there are literally hundreds of software offerings on the markets. Some are offline software and some are online platform. The most popular offline project is the Microsoft project and Primavera. Some great online offerings are Clarizen and Genius project. If we've tracked everything we want to, there are a few approaches to distribute the data, such as SharePoint, or share the data through a local network. In this case, Orange Company has drafted a project timeline by using the form of Gantt chart. A Gantt chart is a type of bar chart developed by Henry Gantt in the 1910s, and it illustrates a project schedule. Gantt charts illustrate the start and finish dates of the terminal elements and summary elements of a project. Terminal elements and summary elements comprise the work breakdown structure of the project. Modern Gantt charts also show the dependency relationships between activities. Gantt charts can be used to show current schedule status using percentage complete shadings and a vertical today line, as shown here. This allows you to see at a glance what the various activities are, when each activity begins and ends, how long each activity is scheduled to last, where activities overlap with other activities and by how much, and the start and end date of the whole project.